Streaming live every Saturday morning from Darin Bergsven Guitar Studio near Chester Creek in Duluth, Coffee and Guitar celebrates the guitar music and guitar players of the Minnesota Northwoods. There's a mighty forest of great guitar players that stretches from the headwaters of the Mississippi to the shore of Lake Superior. Each month, Coffee and Guitar welcomes a guest, a guitar giant of the Northwoods, to tell guitar stories, share guitar insights, and make guitar music. All right. Good morning, everybody. Good morning, Laurie.
Good morning.
Welcome, Laurie Boe Dee, to Coffee and Guitar.
Yay.
Long awaited and anticipated.
Yes.
I'm glad you're here this morning.
Thank you. I am too. Super glad.
Yeah. We had a good rehearsal yesterday.
Yeah.
Kind of felt it out.
Exactly.
And,
we have never met before this time.
Yeah. That's been one of the incredible things about doing this show is meeting all these players
people
who have been right next door for decades. We should get into it. There's lots to talk about, but the important thing, how do you take your coffee?
I like cream and sugar.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, awesome. There's
good.
some cream and sugar for you right there.
Okay.
It's one of the questions I'm surveying everyone. So far, I've had 2 no thank yous on the coffee.
On the coffee.
And you are the second, I believe, cream.
Yeah, I like the cream.
No takers on the sugar yet.
Everybody's healthier here in Duluth.
I don't know.
I'm still recovering from big city life.
I don't know about that. The healthier in Duluth.
I don't know. Look, there's somebody cross-country
I take my sugar,
right
just
down
not
the road.
Yeah, I take my sugar, just not. Oh yeah, someone just went by.
I mean, they're pretty healthy around here.
There you go.
Sugar?
That's
I can
your
just
cream.
deal with cream, and it's always good to have
the other
cream right before you sing. You know.
Oh yeah, that's you get that good
Get
phlegm
a little
going.
phlegm going
Yeah.
after a sinus infection is always a great idea. I'm probably pass on the sugar today.
Well, it's there if you want it. Cheers, everyone. I hope you've got your
Cheers from Duluth, Minnesota.
cozy warm beverage
Thanks,
of choice.
Darin.
Yeah. It winter just hit here last night. Elliot had a game in Greenway. We were driving the drive there. I got us there and it was easy driving. Aaron got us home and it was less easy.
Sketchy.
Less easy. Like driving into a Star Wars intro.
And tell them about the temperature, because I have a lot of friends in Austin, so...
It was 0 when I woke up this morning. I came down at 5:30. It was 0. Dad reported -3 in Bemidji.
Yeah, wind chill is...
And the gradient, so probably it's like -6 in Fargo.
Yeah.
We got the lake keeping us warm over here.
And what's all that? What's the sea smoke thing? Explain what that is, because that was beautiful when I was driving here.
Warm water and really cold air.
So the lake is warmer than, and it just creates this billowing sea smoke, they call it. It's really mystical.
Yeah, it looks great. I can explain the details of triads better than sea smoke.
We're guitar players. We don't know about all this stuff.
This weather stuff sure looks pretty, though. And in the morning when the sunrise is coming through it and the whole lake just lights up, it's pretty awesome.
Yeah.
Winter is some of the most beautiful light. Hey, good morning, Mom.
Oh.
Good morning, Mom. Good morning, Tammy, Holly, Rob. Hello, Hibbing, Lisa, David. Morning, David, across the block.
Mm-hmm.
Is it any warmer 20 feet up the hill from here?
It's probably colder.
Tammy says, hope you're feeling better from the cold, staying warm from the freezing weather. Oh, we're trying.
We're trying. It's pretty cozy in here.
Morning, Elsa.
Yeah.
We should
play
some black coffee. First notes of the morning. be a fun morning.
It's a roller coaster around here.
Beautiful playing, Laurie. I'm glad the audience caught most of it.
That's all right.
Oofta fita. Thanks for hanging in there with us, folks. Let's come back over here and check the chit chat.
And see what they said. They're like, hey!
In and out. Well, Tammy says we sound amazing, so
we sound good when we're We're actually on Saturn, so you know.
Hey, Brianne. Good morning. Thanks for listening. It goes in spurts, so that was cut out 3 times. I tell you one thing, I'm getting better at fixing it on the fly.
Yeah. Really nice when you're
turn the sound back on
playing jazz guitar and being like the tech support at the same time.
We're wearing a lot of hats. I've considered asking someone in, but then there's just more people and
more coffee.
More coffee. It's just more. So we wear lots of hats, and sometimes sometimes the first notes of the morning are problematic.
It's all right. This is morning for musicians, so it's going to be a little edgy.
Mm-hmm. Well,
at least for this musician.
Struggles more than
it's a good thing our hands remember how to play.
Well, we're gonna get to some. Oh man, I'm excited for this. I've never spent any time with Stevie Ray Vaughan, so I was excited to see that. This is another cool thing about bringing guests. And playing so much music that I haven't checked out myself. This has been a fun one to work on. We're gonna play Lenny. Yeah,
it's like his one mellow piece that he's not just like tearing up the house.
Mellow's good for a Saturday morning like this. Before we get into it, though, I'm curious, what is your guitar story? How'd you get started on this instrument?
When I was a little kid, in our house, my dad was very musical, and so we had a lot of music going on, records and cassettes, and we were listening to everything from like Negro spirituals, Mahalia Jackson, to Duke Ellington, to a lot of folk music, Kingston Trio, Peter, Paul, and Mary. So I grew up with that kind of diet of good music, and some country, Johnny Cash. But when I heard Peter, Paul, and Mary and the guitars, and Judy Collins and that kind of ethereal, really, she was a little more ethereal in some of her music. I just had to play the guitar. So everybody said, no, she has to play piano, some myth that piano is the instrument you must learn. And so then, as a result, I was kind of forced, it's like, well, if you play guitar, you have to play classical guitar, so that you'll be real and you'll learn to read music and all.
There's a whole lot of complexes over realness and legitimacy in music, I would say.
Especially around guitar players.
Sure.
I mean, if you're Les Paul or Segovia, you kind of count, but if other than that, and I get it, having been a musician all my life and been an educator as well. I mean, some guitarists are kind of half-assed in the music side of theory. I mean, that's my experience with, So I was glad I got that foundation, though, of note reading and learning scales and hand positions,
Well, my experience is that there's just less place for it in the school system. So things like literacy and theory, reading and writing, you don't learn if you teach yourself in the garage. And if there's not a place for you in the classroom, who's going to teach you to read and write?
Or if you don't have the money to take good lessons, from really qualified teachers.
If you my teacher wore a
white shirt and a tie and slicked his hair back like Clark Kent. And you had the footstool, and if you didn't practice and hold your hands, a certain way, he wasn't going to mess with you.
Oh man, we've got a lot of teaching to talk about. Let's play some Lenny first, though. It looks like the sound is still on. We've made it through like 3 minutes with it not cutting out.
That's good.
And we've had several more. Like, Lisa, good morning. Is it just me, or is every sound echoing? Oh my goodness.
And
one of those mornings.
I'll chit chat while you're.
You know what? No, it sounds good to me.
Sounds okay.
You hear an echo? You don't hear an echo? Okay. There may have been an echo for a moment as things have been cutting in and out, but. I guess from what I can hear, I do not hear an echo. Echo, echo.
Testing.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I mean, I didn't.
Oh, I figured out my problem. Awesome, Lisa. Glad you got it straightened out. Enjoy some Stevie Ray Vaughan.
Yeah.
Sans echo.
Exactly.
You're gonna start this one off.
Yep. And I didn't, play electric for a million years, and then I just finally went and bought a little electric guitar, and of course you fall in love with all the things you can do. So
it's a long way from Peter, Paul, and Mary to Stevie Ray Vaughan.
Yeah, and I wasn't going to be corrupted, but it happened. I did. It's a long fall.
It seems like a long way from where you started to where we landed here.
Yeah, but it's all so good. So.
Awesome. Let's hear it.
All right, here we go. Let me know if this is too loud, because I've changed this around a little bit.
Perfect. beautiful, Laurie. Thank you.
Thank you.
That's
Beautiful
Lenny, everyone.
For you. Yeah, Lenny.
And we made it
Stevie
all
Ray
the way
Vaughan.
through the song with no
issues.
sound failure. Lovely. I was surprised to discover a lot of sixth chords in this Stevie Ray Vaughan tune.
Yeah. Yeah.
The whole bridge, it really sounds like that's what he's going through.
Yeah.
Oh, where is it?
I know, right? Yeah. And it still kind of sounds bluesy because of the way he adds the other stuff.
And he's always playing all blues scales under him.
Yeah. Which is, that's the sneaky part, right? Yeah.
Tammy's getting rain there in California. Our precipitation is a lot more solid than that this weekend.
Shards of ice flying through the air.
Holly Fern, my favorite SRV tune. You know Holly?
Yes, she's on the board of directors for Noteworthy Kids.
Noteworthy Kids. We got to talk about Noteworthy Kids too. David.
Yay, Holly.
Thanks for being out there.
Currently
David.
my favorite person, Holly
Favorite
Fern.
person. Yeah.
Yeah. Pretty much.
Well, tell us about Noteworthy Kids.
So that's an organization I got involved with after I moved here from Austin, which was about 6 years ago. And then I was working for Rayanne Hamlin at Hamlin Music, and pretty much everybody knows Rayanne around here. And she's like, you should get on the board of Noteworthy Kids. And it's an organization that I think it's been around 9 or 10 years now.
That's about how long I remember hearing about it. Randy started
Lee,
talking to me about 10 years ago.
Yeah. So they just folks that are musicians and some people not musicians. They work in whatever field, but they have a passion and an interest in making sure that kids get music lessons. So not just guitar, but it could be a brass instrument or piano, or we added voice, violin, drums. And so kids can get scholarshiped 100% or sometimes maybe 50% depending on the needs of the family. And then we have certified instructors, and they get private lessons and opportunities to perform, and sometimes we can get them instruments as well. And I got involved, and I love to fundraise for other causes, not so much myself, but I'm a doorbuster with raising money for things I believe in, and there's nothing better than kids and music lessons. So it's ages like 6 through 18. And that's noteworthykids.org. Please check it out. Please support us.
There's a lot of good resources like that in Duluth for sure. I'm sure all communities if you look for them. I know we've got Noteworthy Kids. There's Tracy Lundine's Bluebird Foundation.
Yes, that's a little step above what we do,
and the Armory Arts and Music Center is doing the similar thing with the Music Resource Center. I have several students who come through their scholarship program as well.
Oh,
it's
good.
a similar thing, yeah.
I mean, it's just the best, right?
There's much to say about long-term mentorship and private instruction over the course of
absolutely, and I do that with my students, and I had that with my teachers. Like, I didn't realize, like, my voice teacher in Denver, after I left, I graduated high school early, and I went off on my own, and my voice teacher wrote me letters and stuff for years, and he was a profound influence, and then a couple guitar teachers I had, and it can really shape your life and your self-esteem and, give you great role models that you can connect with. So we do have a really vibrant community here in Duluth Superior, I think, with music and mentorship. So
I'm curious what you mentioned that you moved here from Austin 6 years ago. What brought you? Austin's a great scene as well. What brought you to Duluth?
I had a friend who had moved here, and of course I thought a couple friends moved here and live in the Two Harbors area, and I thought they were crazy. I mean, I was a typical Texan that was like, "You're nuts! It's where is that, Canada? I mean, it's too cold." But then I came to visit one. I guess it was in the summer, which of course is beautiful.
If you hit one of those 3 days, it's hard.
Yeah,
to,
if you hit that 3 days, but I saw the lake, and I thought, and my mother lived in Alexandria for about 26 years, Minnesota, and I'm still kind of harboring a resentment that we never did a road trip to Duluth, because I think I would have moved here, maybe earlier.
Maybe sooner.
I'm from Colorado, so all the trees, and you can just jump out of your car and you're on a hiking trail.
It's true.
Jump out of your car and you're at the greatest lake in the world. I mean, it's beautiful, powerful.
Yeah, we walked to Chester just a block that
That's
way.
what I'm saying. This guy lives right, it's just beautiful in nature. And yeah, it's cold in the winter and the fall, but it's not as bad as I thought it was.
My friend Ed tells me that he lived up here for a while and was making guitars up here, Ed Schafer, and has moved back to Austin. He's from Austin, and his family's all in Austin. And he mentioned to me once that if it weren't for family and grandkids being in Austin, he would rather do a Duluth winter than an Austin summer.
Well, that's just it, I mean, Austin's like in the 90s and hundreds probably, I don't know, 8 months out of the year now. So, and it's a really pricey place to live if you're a musician. Even if you're full-time and you're teaching and you're, performing. I mean, it's like being in college. You've got to live with 6 other musicians just to make it there. It's rough. It's really high price.
That was fun once.
Yeah, when you really have the energy to do all that.
Mitra, thank you. You're welcome for the Stevie Ray Vaughan. Brienne, you're correct. We do.
Oh, and Brienne,
Kayla sounded great. Thank you. Good morning, Rob.
Yeah,
Good morning, Portland. I'm sporting my Jacque's hot dog shirt this morning.
Yeah,
Jacque's Shack. I was out visiting Rob in September. We saw Julian Lage Trio.
Okay.
We'll talk about Guitar Giants later. Yeah. We stopped at Jack's Shack to have hot dogs afterwards.
I mean, if you're a musician, you can really go anywhere, small town, big town. But what I loved about this place was the community. Like you mentioned Brienne, she jumps in there, and I just get emotional thinking about it, how she supports other musicians and connects you to people. And
she's done a lot for me in this show. Changed the direction.
Yeah, I mean, just her band, the Front Porch Sinners, and just people that connect and love music here. And, they recognized my particular skill set, I think, coming from Austin. It's a pretty bluesy town. And I don't know. I like the feel and the culture here a lot. I feel it's a tad more relaxed than some other places that I've been, So for me, it's just a healthier move, healthier environment. I can kind of be creative again. And
that's nice.
Yeah.
That's nice.
Yeah.
It's hard to be creative when you're trying to survive.
Yeah.
Or maybe that helps you. I don't know. We should play some
Makes
more
you
music.
tough.
It toughens you up.
Makes you live on less sleep.
We should play some bluegrass on Stratocasters.
Yeah, that was
single coil bluegrass this morning, folks. I love it.
Yeah, single coil bluegrass. I was gonna bring my acoustic, but no, we're just not gonna. Maybe another time. So this is a golden oldie that this is what I grew up kind of listening to and where I got my finger picking skills.
Yeah.
I played that whole thing with my index finger. It was near.
Yeah, well, you don't. What are all of these things for? I mean. That's nice.
Yeah, it's, it's
Yeah,
actually...
So, what are you doing? What do you, you're playing just fingers there. Ah. Okay. Alright.
It's like a pick, but no pick.
But no. Yeah. And do you, so when you're like, when you're doing that finger style, do you have fingers assigned to strings?
Oh, yeah.
Or
It's the arpeggio.
Okay.
Classical. It's the real way to play, you guys.
The real way.
So it's kind of the Chet Atkins deal. It's thumb and three fingers.
Yeah.
And then you have your thumb up here, which I'm sure you play that way. Because then you can control your dynamics, especially on an acoustic.
Mm-hmm.
Electric, you got to tone it down a little because the strings are so live and poppy, but you can really bear down into an acoustic. Mm-hmm. So then you can get your thumb to really whack, and then when you do blues, you have your... It's probably loud.
Yeah.
See, that's a...
Now you do, all downstrokes on the thumb. Do you ever play upstrokes on your thumb?
Well...
That's a stroke. It's an upstroke, yeah.
Yeah, that's...
Yeah, I'm always curious. I'm always curious about folks' right hand because so much of our sound comes from our right hand and the subtle differences in how we hold it and use it. Yeah.
And the song I do later that we're gonna do, and Stevie, a lot of the blues guys, they do that rake.
Mm-hmm. Up on the thumb, yeah.
They use a pick usually, but like John Lee Hooker uses hands, so you have the...
Yeah.
So it's more percussive.
Yeah, your form is very strict. Yeah.
Very strict like that, yeah.
Up
But
there.
then you can go in right into the...
Right. There's a couple... Joe Pass's he's the sound that I listen to most often. And when he talks about his right hand, he's just like, I just use whatever finger's there. Yeah, but dude, there's always a finger there. What are you doing? There's always a finger there. What are you doing?
I saw a guy one time that, used his he was self-taught, and he used three fingers and pinky. But that's really an anomaly because, your pinky is like almost an inch shorter than your other fingers. So
I use it a lot. Most of my chord melody, I actually play E and A down here and play four because I'm
so
playing.
You pluck with four fingers. So you use your pinky. That's unusual.
A lot, and
that's cool.
Often what it is bass and bass and chords and melody.
Oh, and melody. Well, see, yeah, he's doing bass notes, chords, and melody.
I also my training started hybrid picking.
See,
so.
Yeah, and that's really cool.
So it's the same as what you're doing, except it's just a pick. And this is what I teach my students as well. I'm very pick-centric in lessons.
Yeah, that's all right.
It's the same thing, but...
And you're playing melodies
2,
with
3,
pinkies, 4. So that's
well, when I need,
pretty cool.
When I'm doing everything at once.
Yeah,
like a
to
shout chorus thing, and I'm doing...
This is why I always... Yeah, I
Right.
always tell my students, the jazz guys, watch out. They're really good. They're the chemistry.
It's just one more string.
PhD guys.
It's just
no, don't underestimate that. He's being modest.
David Brian is the bee's knees. Hello, good morning, Evan. Which one, Brienne? Freight Train? Oh, they've all been good. I like that little Freight
the
Train
Wildwood.
moment.
I
Thanks
would
for the
think
little
she
Freight
would.
Train moment.
Yeah.
Too.
Elizabeth Cotton.
Freight Train. Yeah.
Yeah, we could have all sung along to that.
The words were escaping me at the moment.
No, they're not, but, the voice today, y'all, I don't know. Freight Train,
An eclectic list is what
you would call this.
Laurie brought to the show today, and we're going to play some Green Day next.
Well, naturally, after Freight Train.
Because what follows up Elizabeth Cotton like nothing else? Billy Joe.
gives you a glimpse into my my brain, right? I just lost my pick.
It's right there.
Okay. We're nothing if not versatile. Yeah. And he can play with... That didn't bother him that I have an eclectic set list here. He's that's fine. Go for it, Laurie.
Versatile is what we need.
I gotta make sure I'm looking over here.
Variety is spice and all.
So big shout out to Miss Jones and the Furrballs in Austin, Texas.
Yeah, I saw
another
some
band we had for 20 years, kind of rotating members through it.
Where did you say this?
It was in Austin.
In Austin, yeah.
Yeah, Miss Jones and the Furrballs, what we would call a comedy rock band.
Comedy rock.
So it's kind of like Carol Burnett goes to Woodstock.
Mm-hmm. Rock is pretty funny.
Yeah. Complete with, we're like the
music,
female
generally.
Version of Kiss.
Love it.
It was
makeup?
Fun. Oh, yeah.
Nice.
Tons of makeup.
Nice.
For most of the girls that were in the band, like huge costumes. I didn't like as much like makeup and stuff because it's Texas and it's 102. And when you have like mascara dripping in your eyes and you're trying to solo, I'm just in a bad mood.
I can't handle playing in Duluth in the summer. I don't know. I couldn't.
Our last gig was 102.
I ask guitar players why they make music here. I make music here because I sweat less.
It's that simple. It's that simple. I'll have to. No, it was fun. We did a lot of. That's where we got all that eclectic stuff because we would do like a Fleetwood Mac song, like Landslide, and do it serious, and then we would do Born to Be Wild, where everybody's like pretending they're on these motorcycles and they're got bandanas on and they're half falling off the stage and not because they're intoxicated but because their heels are breaking in there.
Yeah, that's So. All right.
And this is one of the songs we did. In the road, time grabs you by the wrist, directs you where to go. So make the best of this test, but don't ask why. It's not a question, but a lesson learned in time. And it's something unpredictable, but in the end it's right. I hope you had the time of your life. This is Diana's favorite song as well. She's up in Portland. So take the photographs, the still frames in your mind. Hang them on a shelf in good health and good time. Tattoos and memories and all my friends on trial. For what it's worth, my friend, it was worth it all the while. Because it's something unpredictable, but in the end it's right. And I hope you have the time of your life. unpredictable, but in the end it's right. I hope you have the time of your life.
Nice. Give me a chance to work on my power chords again.
Yeah, exactly.
Those punk downstrokes.
Time of your life. Live it up while you can, everybody.
There is just this one.
Ooh, tomorrow is not promised. That's for sure. We just lost Christine McVie the other day.
Lost Christine McVie.
Lots of people this year. Loretta Lynn. Gosh. About 10 rap stars, rap artists.
Speaking of influential teachers, Soa is one of mine. I remember the rehearsal he suggested that I play each day like it might be the last. Good. And that changes some perspective.
Mm-hmm.
Right. It's December. 'Tis the season. I know that December 1st rolled around and all Ilsa wants to hear is Christmas music now. We got some Carol of the Bells for you folks. Oh, remind me, speaking of Ilsa and Carol of the Bells, I play guitar in the Owls Club Big Band in town here.
Okay.
And a few years back, the website Perfect Duluth Day approached us to make a music video for them, and we played. I found an arrangement of Carol of the Bells and we played. And my friend Brian made a music video that featured Ilsa dressed as the Christmas owl, flying from building to building, delivering presents.
The Christmas owl.
The Christmas owl.
Well known.
So we'll have to check that out after the show.
Another Duluth
We'll watch
twist.
the Christmas owl. She delivered underpants to all of the good boys and girls.
Oh,
of
good.
Duluth.
That's a necessity. That's what I want for Christmas.
Nice, fresh, tidy whities.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, the thing is, too, as you teach guitar and probably any instrument, you can make most songs work, for guitar. I mean, it doesn't all have to be, like rockabilly. There's just things like Carol of the Bells that I think is really beautiful, whether you're doing like a choral arrangement or it's just a lot you can do with it. So I like to teach it because you can give the kids a lot of different parts to play and then just mix them together, kind of like the canon in D. And we put a little bit of a rock twist to this. So I was showing Darin yesterday what we're doing with this. By rock, I just mean, the power chord things.
Some chord substitutions that are pretty cool.
So should we do it?
Fantasy on Carol of the Bells?
Yeah. improv-y.
Yeah, G minor's great.
Wandering
It works
star.
it works for Carol of the Bells. It works for like West Montgomery 4 on 6. G minor's great.
G minor.
G minor's
really close to A minor.
just lower.
So Merry Christmas, everybody.
Yeah.
Hope you are all in a good place. Don't stress. Just enjoy the season.
Christmas music from it's got its ups and downs. One thing I notice is a whole lot of beautiful minor sounds. It's not so much joyous, happy major stuff until you get into like the 50s jazz, the thumpity thump thump thumpity thump. But most of like
the earlier actual
this Christmas
carols.
music is very somber, beautiful, reflective, mourning sort of minor keys.
Yeah.
Always minor, always with the minor. It's beautiful minor. Fits with the bleak snow.
It sure does.
But we're gonna get back to some E and some of those Texas
Lots
blues.
of E today,
some of those
yeah.
Texas blues.
So this is another improv-y, Lagrange sort of thing happening.
We were planning
ZZ
the set list, and Laurie's. I was asked, "What do you want to play?" I've got these openers and closers, but we'll set the list. She wrote Lagrange, so I've been practicing Lagrange, and Lagrange-ish turns out it's Lagrange-ish.
In a whole different key.
I misunderstood.
Yeah.
Lagrange-ish. Fun groove though. Here we go.
All right, here we go. 1, 2, 3. I think you should turn up a little.
We're good. yeah.
Lagrange-ish.
Nice. I caught most of it. I think I missed that bridge.
No,
That's
it's all
fun.
good.
That's cool. Lagrange-ish. Well, we are getting to the top of our hour here. We got one more tune, Laurie. I haven't asked yet, who are some of we've played a lot of great guitar players today. Who are some of maybe we've already touched on them, some of your guitar giants?
Yeah, I mean, I like the folk people from the early days, Paul Simon, the acoustic people,
There's
Peter,
some
Paul, and Mary.
Paul Simon, some right hand.
Leo Kotke, that I saw in a coffee house when he was, my dad took me
Southern
to
Minnesota, Leo Kotke.
Yeah, and he was just getting started and doing all the 12-string stuff. I love classical guitarists, of course, and Stevie Ray Vaughan, just because he was just out there. He just played like traditional blues.
I was just actually
that's
listening
really...
to this. It's at the front of the pile there. It's a good one. 6 and 12 string. This is the record you would have been talking about. 6 and 12 string guitar.
Yeah.
Check it out, folks. That's a
Taj Mahal.
Oh yeah.
The early Taj Mahal, his blues when he did like Cakewalk Blues and Sweet Home Chicago. Ooh, love that stuff. I like the rootsy blues a lot.
Yeah.
Stevie Ray Vaughan is just like really great blues with a whole bunch of distortion and just reckless playing. But I had to develop a taste for him because I was kind of this purist, folky person for a long time. But yeah, I don't know. I like so many people. I mean, Nirvana, just the wacky chord progressions that he would do out of the box.
Key? What's a key? Diatonic? Dia what?
Dia who? But yeah, I don't know. And of course, jazz vocalists. I mean, you can learn a lot. People out there who want to know about being an instrumentalist by listening to people like Sarah Vaughan and Ella Fitzgerald, and people that know how to like sing. Their instrument is totally, like they can sing chromatic scales and all. And you listen to people like that, and it'll influence your playing, regardless of if you're doing blues or whatever. So,
I always like to, if I'm learning a tune, start with a singer, and
a really good one.
You miss Billy, but those are the three.
Billy, Julie,
Sarah,
London.
Ella,
I mean, even the early
Holiday.
Doris Day. I mean, there was just a finesse in the way that people sang, and it trained your ear to hear little riffs. And I mean, we have that today with the really good singers that are out there today. But now we're more, we're a video world. It's not just the purity of the music so much in pop music anymore. Pop music used to be Ella Fitzgerald. She wasn't considered a jazz singer. She was considered a pop singer.
Yeah.
But now it's considered jazz.
I know that when I'm
Nicki
much
Minaj
of the time it's
is
not
pop now, right? Expletive.
Much of the time, I would say that I'm listening to singers in my head, not guitars while I'm playing. It's Ella in my head. I'm feeling mighty lonesome, haven't slept a wink. Lord, I know moments go when all I do is drink black coffee.
And Peggy Lee
loves a hand-me-down. That's who
Peggy
I'm listening
Lee
to.
is one of the most understated,
A lot of Peggy
amazing
Lee, yeah.
singers in the world. I mean,
A lot of Peggy Lee. All right. Boxcar, and then we're going to go make some pancakes. Thank you, everyone, for tuning in. I would be remiss if I didn't say how grateful I am for Arrowhead Regional Arts Council and their support for bringing guests like Laurie on the show every month. If you enjoy these monthly guest performances, please consider leaving a tip. You can check down in the description. There's links to all my stuff. Or you could become a supporting member. Get yourself a fancy schmancy mug like this. Karen Keenan handmade mug. While supplies last. Boom.
wow.
Get yourself a mug.
Yeah.
Help fund guest episodes like Laurie's.
Yeah, and
Talent's not free, folks. We appreciate you being here. We appreciate Arrowhead Regional Arts Council for their support. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next week. This is Boxcar.
yeah, written by Laurie Boe Dee about 100 years ago. It's a fun little quirky bluesy song.
Nice.
So a lot of people remember this one that I used to do Still do. Locked up in a boxcar, you can't have any fun. Hey, 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 locked up in a boxcar, ain't no place to run. I say I'm standing in the corner, what am I supposed to do? Hey, 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 locked up in a boxcar, I gotta sit and talk to you. We're going downhill, straight downhill in a boxcar. Locked up in a boxcar, one of us lost control. Hey, 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 locked up in a boxcar, I can't find my soul. I'm standing on a corner, amphetamines in my hand. Hey, 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 locked up in a boxcar, I'm too weak to stand. I'm going downhill, straight downhill in a boxcar, and we're going round in circles. The game, it never ends. I'm locked up in a boxcar, one of us has to be the friend. We're going downhill, straight downhill, baby. Stayed friends, 'cause we're going downhill, straight downhill in a boxcar. We're going round in circles, you're just looking at me. Hey, 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 locked up in a boxcar, you're my deadly enemy. We're going downhill, straight downhill in a boxcar. Going downhill, straight downhill in a boxcar. Straight downhill in a boxcar. I'm standing on the corner with a suitcase in my hand.